Hi everybody, it's Lori from GLP-1 Journey in Review. Welcome to my channel. First I want to start off by saying I'm not a healthcare provider, I'm not a dietitian. I'm just telling you what works for me, and hopefully it'll work for you or you'll learn something from it. Please hit that like, subscribe, and share button. It really does help the channel. Today we're going to be talking about, well, you got your first prescription for GLP-1 medication. I'm going to use tirzepatide only because that's what I use and that's really what I know the most, but it pertains to all of the GLP-1 medications. So you got your prescription for 2.5. Yay! Congratulations! You're on a wonderful journey. Hopefully you learned something. Please not only watch my channel, other people's channel. You really will learn a lot. And congratulations again. So before you start taking it, obviously you want to get the medication, but before you start using it, be prepared. Have some good protein in the house, some good fat, and lots of water. I personally drink bottled water, electrolyte, any way that you could drink a lot of water, whether you have to add flavoring into it, no sugar ones, but any way that you could drink all the water you can drink, all the better. You may want to have some anti-diarrhea medication. You may want to have some Miralax or something along those lines. First thing you want to do is have a good provider. Very important. It really does help. I do not use my primary care physician for my medications because he's one of these old-fashioned doctors that always says all you need is a little diet and exercise. He knows I'm taking it. I've been seeing him for 35 years. I don't really want to switch because he knows my history very well. I just go to somebody else for that, and that's who I rely on when I have problems and questions to ask. You could either use a telehealth company, an endocrinologist, or a primary care that specializes or knows a lot about GLP-1 medications. So slow and steady, that's what really works. It's better for you, less side effects, less loose skin, less hair loss, which is a possibility of hair thinning if you lose a lot of weight too quickly. So be prepared for your first day or so of medication for any side effects that may happen. That might not be the time to have a wedding or a big party that you're going to go to. You may want to wait till after that to start it because you just never know. Just a little bit of advice. I personally have had no side effects pretty much to speak of. So as a matter of fact, I always feel great on shot day. Now, there is a lot of appetite suppression when you first take it, and you may not feel like eating, but make sure you have some protein shakes. Like I said, be prepared. Protein water, because you do need the nutrients. Have a good vitamin, whatever it takes. Concentrate on proteins. Proteins are your friend. They will keep you feeling full for longer, and it'll avoid losing muscle, which also happens with any type of weight loss. If you could work out, all the better. If you can't work out, that's fine. Just try to move a little bit more. If you can, take a walk. That'll work at first. You'll see as you start losing weight, you'll be getting more energy, and the proteins will help with that. So, you've got a good healthcare provider. Now, listen to your body. Your body will tell you how you feel. You don't have to force yourself to eat, but you want to eat nutrient-dense foods. And again, with the appetite suppression, you may not the first day or two, but like I said, use some protein shakes or something to get those nutrients in. Your body will tell you how you feel and what you need to do. If you need to rest, because some people do feel some fatigue at first, rest. Listen to your body. If you do suffer from any of the side effects and home remedies or things you get at the local drugstore aren't working, contact your healthcare provider. They can help. They can tell you what to do, possibly write your prescription. Again, it goes back to having a good healthcare provider with these medications. Take all of your measurements, because sometimes you're losing inches instead of pounds, and that's also a win. Another thing, do not compare yourself to other people. You don't know, that person may have a very fast metabolism, or they might have thyroid problems, or even diabetics don't lose quite as fast. So it is not right to compare yourself to others. Everybody has their own journey, and just like I said, it's okay for it to be slow. And if it's fast, you may want to change the way that you're eating, because you don't want it to be too quickly. And remember, the more you have to lose, the faster you're going to lose some. So don't compare yourself to the next person. Somebody who weighs 350 pounds, they could lose 5, 6, 7, 8 pounds in a week. Where if you only have 25 or 30 pounds to lose, you're obviously not going to lose that much that quickly. And be prepared for some of the side effects that aren't necessarily listed on the commercials and stuff like that. You may be cold a lot. As you start losing fat, you're losing your insulation. I know I'm always cold, and I never used to be cold. Now, the electric company probably isn't happy because I've had to raise the temperature up on my air conditioning because I'm always cold. So that's a plus. Our electric bill went down. Try to have some support. It helps. I do this with my wife, and she's also on the medication, but she is type 2 diabetic, so she's on Mounjaro, but we're on a very similar type of weight loss. Hers is taking a little bit longer for two reasons. One, she's diabetic, and it's kind of known that diabetics don't lose as quickly, and she has COPD and arthritis, so she can't exercise or work out as much. She does what she could. She does some like chair yoga when she feels up to it, and she does take walks with me. They're not as long because of her COPD, but she does try to move when she can. And be prepared if you're going to lose a decent amount of weight. You may have some loose skin. Now, I've been taking collagen on this adventure since the start, because collagen is good for the elasticity in your skin, and as a bonus, it has protein in it. To me, that's a win-win. I usually put it in my coffee and in my protein shake, because on my first day of the medication, when I have that appetite suppression, I load it up with some extra protein because I know I'm not going to eat very much. I throw some protein yogurt in there. I throw some collagen in there, protein milk, anything to boost up that protein, because I still do need nutrition those days, and I know I'm not going to eat as much. So I prepare before my shot with extra protein, and I jack up my protein shake the day of my shot. Again, it's all about being prepared. If you do have some loose skin, again, the younger you are, the easier you are going to recover from it. Some people get what's called Ozempic face. I like to call it rapid weight loss face. You could possibly do some fillers or some skin treatments. It all depends on your budget. You could even go the full route of a facelift with some fat transfer, but that depends on everybody's budget, so that's totally up to them. And you're also going to be surprised as you start losing weight. People didn't really notice it too much because I was wearing clothes that were still too big on me, but when I got some clothes that were the correct size, people noticed it right away. Now, I look at myself in the mirror, and I don't think I'll ever see myself as thin. I guess maybe someday, but it takes a while for your brain to catch up to it. I still look at myself as somebody that weighs the right amount. I happen to carry a lot of it in my stomach, so to me, I still look a little heavy in my stomach. But when I was younger and in my 20s and very athletic, I was even an aerobics instructor part-time. I still had a bit of a tummy. There was no way I was going to be wearing a bikini even at that age, because that's just my genetics. And genetics do play a part in it. They do play a part in how quickly you lose weight. There's a lot to it. Remember to hydrate. Hydration is so important. With this appetite suppression, people tend to not want to drink as much water, and that could lead to some kidney problems or even kidney stones. So you don't want that. hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. If you drink some water right before your meal, you're not going to eat as much. So along with this medication slowing down the digestive system and the stomach emptying, if you have water in your stomach, you'll definitely eat a lot less than what you would. And I tend to eat a little bit of my vegetables first, and then I really eat the protein, and then if I have some room, I finish off my vegetables. But remember, getting the proper nutrition is important. I take a vitamin, and there's a product that I use called 8 Greens. If I don't think I'm getting enough of the vegetables, just pop a little tablet, or they make a powder also. I believe they also make a lollipop type of thing, and it gives you all the nutrition of several days of fruit and vegetables. So just a little hint if you don't think you're getting enough. Yeah, it's a supplement. Natural is better, but it does help. You may be surprised at how your partner reacts. A lot of them handle it just fine, and they think, hey, wow, you're getting even sexier. Some of them are like, hey, are they trying to lose weight so they can find somebody else? Yeah, I'm not saying people are going to do that, but it is something to keep in the back of your mind. Even your friends are going to view you a little bit differently because they're used to you being the chubby one or the fat one, and all of a sudden you're not, and some of them just don't know how to handle it. Again, it takes their brains a little bit to catch up with how it really is, so some of them will catch up eventually, some won't. Again, just something to keep in mind, along with the normal side effects of constipation, diarrhea, vomiting, and nausea. So those are actually the easier ones to take care of because you could take something for it. The friends and the partners, you have to actually deal with, but we could all deal with it if we have to. As far as the constipation, Miralax or something like that works pretty well. I take a stool softener every day, just kind of preventative, and magnesium helps a lot. It helps with your sleep, but keep in mind and let your physician or your healthcare provider know you're taking it because it doesn't mix with every medication that you're taking. So again, boils down to having a good healthcare provider and letting them know everything that you're taking. So those are my be prepared tips for when you first start taking tirzepatide, Mounjaro, Govi, or any of them. So for our contest today, we'll use a sports ball again, any type of sports ball, or write baseball, basketball, any type of sports ball, or just write sports ball, and you'll be entered into the contest. I've already given away one gift card. I'd love to give away some more. So if you have any tips for beginners also, put them in the comments, and good luck with the contest.